From Red Lobster to Shark Tank, the hustler who built a $300 million brand success isn't about where you start, it's about how you build. Daymond John grew up in Queens, New York, watching his mother work multiple jobs to support their family. He started hustling early, selling custom pencils in elementary school, handing out flyers for $2 an hour, and later waiting tables at Red Lobster. But he always had bigger plans. At 23, he turned a sewing machine and $100,000 from his mother's mortgage into Fubu, a global streetwear brand that eventually generated over $6 billion in sales. Then, he reinvented himself as an investor on Shark Tank, launching multiple companies, writing best-selling books, and mentoring entrepreneurs worldwide. His story is proof that no amount of obstacles can stop a determined entrepreneur. Start small, think big. Before Daymond John became a mogul, he was just a guy with an idea. In the early 90s, hip-hop was growing fast, but there weren't many brands catering to young, urban men. John saw the opportunity and decided to create a clothing line that represented the culture. With no industry connections, he started small. He bought cheap fabric, sewed 80 hats in his mother's house, and sold them for $10 each outside the mall. He made $800 in one day and immediately reinvested his profits into making more. His mother saw his commitment and took a bold risk. She mortgaged their home for $100,000 to fund the business. John turned their house into a makeshift factory, and Fubu was officially born in 1992. Lesson: you don't need a perfect plan or a huge budget to start. Solve a problem, take action, and reinvest in your vision. Build your brand before you build your business. Fubu didn't take off overnight. John knew he needed visibility, so he hustled to get his clothes in front of the right audience. He and his friends convinced rappers like LL Cool J to wear Fubu in music videos, making the brand synonymous with hip-hop culture. One of his smartest moves: he asked LL Cool J to wear a Fubu hat in a Gap commercial. The ad aired nationwide, and millions of people saw the brand without Fubu spending a dime on traditional marketing. By the mid-90s, Fubu had exploded, earning $350 million in revenue within 6 years. John finally quit his job at Red Lobster and went all in on his business. Lesson: marketing matters just as much as the product. Build hype, create demand, and get your brand in front of the right people. Pivot when the market changes. By the early 2000s, streetwear was evolving, and Fubu's popularity started to decline. Instead of clinging to the past, John adapted. He shifted his focus to licensing deals, keeping Fubu alive while freeing up his time for new opportunities. That's when Shark Tank came knocking. In 2009, he joined the show as a guest investor, betting his own money on promising entrepreneurs. It wasn't an instant win, spent $750,000 of his own money that first season, but the long-term payoff was massive. The show introduced him to new industries, expanded his influence, and made him a go-to business mentor. Lesson: industries change. Instead of fighting the shift, look for new ways to stay relevant. Multiple streams of income, long-term security. Today, Daymond John's empire goes beyond Fubu. He runs the Shark Group, a brand management agency. He launched Blueprint Company, a co-working space for entrepreneurs. He's written 5 best-selling books, including The Power of Broke, which teaches entrepreneurs how to leverage limited resources to build something big. And he's still mentoring founders, both on Shark Tank and through government programs. In 2015, President Obama named him a presidential ambassador for global entrepreneurship, giving him a platform to help small business owners worldwide. Lesson: a business can fail, but knowledge and experience stay with you. Diversify your income streams and create opportunities beyond your first big win. The broke mindset is an advantage. Even with an estimated net worth of $300 million, John still believes in the broke mindset. Instead of relying on money to solve problems, he focuses on resourcefulness. When you have no other way to create relationships or buy your way into an opportunity, you get creative, he says. That's when you think outside the box. Lesson: success isn't about money, it's about mindset. Stay scrappy, stay creative, and never stop looking for ways to grow. Final takeaway: Daymond John didn't inherit wealth or connections. He built his empire from the ground up by taking risks, adapting to change, and making smart branding moves. His story proves that anyone with the right mindset and work ethic can go from waiting tables to running a multi-million-dollar business.